Hey everybody, this is Carl back again for not a reaction video, but something a little fun. What I want to do, which I came across a video uh, where somebody was reacting to a bunch of people trying to guess who's in this box. Don't know who these people are, but they do some kind of goofy test or games like this where they try to guess which one out of their group is a Gen Z and not a millennial. And they started talking about all the fun shows that we used to watch as kids and the music and the dance crazes, and like about AOL stuff and type of phones, all these kind of things that only a millennial would know, and try to suss out who the Gen Z person is. So I came across this fun little, Buzzfeed test. Can you pass this millennial test? So I didn't want to spoil myself, so I'm gonna go down and see how well can I do to this test. Let's see, shall we? Let me see if I can just blow this up a little bit. You won't see my face, but you'll get the idea. All right. As a formidable Gen Z teen influencer, we had the adorable Annie LeBlanc take our millennial test to see just how much she knows about the 90s and early aughts. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now is your chance to take the same quiz as Annie. Can you beat her score? Which of these songs is not by NSYNC? Bye Bye Bye, It's Gonna Be Me, Tearing Up My Heart, I Want It That Way. I know all these songs, and oh my god, it's like ingrained in my freaking brain. But correct, Backstreet Boys. It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you, but when we are apart, I feel it too. And no matter what I do, I feel the pain. Of course, every May, it's gonna be May. But, of course, the correct one, you are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Sorry, sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. But oh God, freaking God, you don't make music like that no freaking more. Which show starred Zach Morris? Boy Meets World, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Saved by the Bell, Full House. All these shows freaking iconic. God dog it, I love it. Boy Meets World is like the freaking Days of Our Lives for my generation. But Zach, he was breaking the fourth wall before She-Hulk or Deadpool. Or even like Ferris Bueller. Okay. What is this phone called? Sidekick, the Envy, Chocolate, or Razor? I know it all too well because I wanted it as a kid, but I never got a chance to get it. By the time I was able to afford a phone, it was, not popular anymore. But man, it was so fun to have those things because, when you want to make a statement, when you just want that satisfaction, when you're arguing with somebody over the phone and you want that satisfaction of like hanging up on that person and you just close that freaking lid, the flip phones was like the go-to for that, just to make that statement. You can't do it with your iPhone or smartphone when you just press a button it's on a touchscreen. It doesn't have that same feeling, but it is a razor. Motorola Razor. Something I always wanted but never got a chance to get it. Which isn't a way your character could die in Oregon Trail? Which isn't. I know Oregon Trail. I never freaking played it. Isn't. Electrocution. Correct. Because it's the Old West. Because why would they have electricity like that? Well, then again, well, no, they had lanterns and stuff like that, but I'm thinking about like Benjamin Franklin who discovered electricity, and then what's that scientist that came much later? Edison? Yeah, I think it was Thomas Edison, but I don't know. But Edison came around like a little, not too long after the Old West was pretty much being over with, but whatever. Which of these apps did you use to illegally download music? LimeWire. Because, man, it wasn't music that was, downloading on LimeWire, but I'm not going to get into what it was. But I do remember it. What kind of life did these ladies live? The simple life, the sweet life, the hard knock life, the secret life. Even though I didn't freaking watch it because I thought it was so dumb, but girls loved it. It was like the MTV, cribs, not cribs, but it's like the what's that? Ironically, it was Diddy produced, even though Diddy's such a jackass right now. But making the band, that was the thing. It was around that making the band days. But Paris Hilton really set the stage for something like Housewives and Kim Kardashians. Thanks a lot. Which celeb did not get their big break on Disney Channel? And the Bunch. She was Nickelodeon. And she going through some mess too. Wow. And especially after that Nickelodeon doc that came out not too long ago. Man, all of our, it's like Hollywood, man, they effed it all up for a lot of people, man. It was just like certain people in the industry, you don't want to say Hollywood as a whole, but man. Finish this sentence. Be kind, please. Be kind. We say be kind, rewind. Where does please crap came from? I know it was Blockbuster, man, and that was like that was a hit spot. Like other than like maybe like a mall or the arcade, or even like an amusement park like Six Flags. This was like a good hangout spot, man. Blockbuster is legit. What product was the silhouette advertising? Oh my god, I love these freaking commercials back then. That was so much fun. Furby, Tamagotchi, the Zune, iPod. All these things were pretty fire back then. We all had freaking Tamagotchi. Let's be real. But man, but it was iPod. Man, the iPod commercial was so much fun. I don't know why, but they don't advertise commercials like they used to. The commercials always seem to be very creative and fun. It makes you. It's like telling like a little mini story almost. But crap. I remember like a couple of years ago, Vanilla Ice was making like a statement on I don't know, it was like an interview or something like that, where he mentions before like the internet really blew up, it was like around the 90s and the early 2000s, there was like a poppin' time. in terms of he mentions I think music, but I argue it wasn't just music. I think the 90s and the early 2000s was right for people to, or even like the early 80s, hell, if I want to go a little further, uh, uh, where it's like right for people to be creative in terms of not only music, but TV and movies. In terms of just like, trying stuff. People don't want to try stuff anymore because of, like Jerry Seinfeld recently said, well, going through other hands just to take out and pick it apart just because certain people might get offended. Sometimes, like he says, you gotta be a little offensive in order to, be able to talk about it or just laugh about it. Which snack was not in a millennial kid's lunchbox? Oh my God, Dunkaroos! God, you remember Dunkaroos? Okay, this is a little tougher now, because I know Go-Gurt and Dunkaroos were, but Whiz Sticks and Zebra Cakes. I can definitely see all four being a lunchbox. Yes. Okay. Okay. Which of these movies did make fetch happen? Oh, come on. I just did like a review of the movie, which, by the way, check it out on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/talkativecarl. I did like a movie review of the original Mean Girls, not that freaking musical version. Nobody likes freaking musicals. They try to trick you into watching it by not mentioning it was a musical, because they knew full well if they made it a promotion about how it was like a musical, nobody was about to show up. So like they basically, well, technically would be a lie, but it is more so an omission. But it's basically like a lie just to get people to go to the theater to see like a remake of Mean Girls. But the OG Mean Girls, still to this day, funny as all hell. Especially, as I mentioned in my review, the funniest scene to this day is that dumb girl arguing with the leader of the Mean Girls. I forgot her name, but and she is like just like whore and hangs up, and the look on her is like the disrespect. She was so stop. That got me. Oh my God, that was my favorite scene out of the entire freaking movie. Oh my God, and she did make fetch happen. My God, I don't know how that was even a thing. Even though it's like, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen. And she made freaking fetch happen. God dang it. Finally, which catalog did millennial teen girls use to shop for clothes? Dahlia's, Circuit City, Scholastic, Toys R Us. Shop for clothes is like Dahlia's. Yeah. There we go. Perfect 100. You scored better than 100% of all other quiz takers. Totally a millennial. Congrats on being a millennial, or at least a very in the know Gen Zer. It ain't easy being a member of the coolest generation, but that's just the life we lead. I know we are the coolest generation. Like, honestly, we're like at the sweet spot between the Gen Xers and the Gen Zs, because we can, even though we adapted to like the new kind of stuff that Gen Zers are into, we still remember like the old ways of Gen Xers, because it was so much simpler. We had like the right time frame of proper technology without it the worry about the cyberbullying or like Instagram and people like getting ashamed about what people flying to Dubai and being body shamed or at least jealous or envious of what people are doing. Nobody was in the know. We just localized in a particular area of the world, or in our state or whatever. We wasn't like, we were still going out. We wasn't spending too much time online. It was just the right amount. But yeah, man, that was cool. That was fun. Uh, Fun little test. Uh, but man, yeah, uh, yeah. You also guys try out the Buzzfeed test and see. Well, of course, it'll be a total cheat if y'all do it now because you can just copy my answers. But probably should have stated earlier. Don't if you're not a millennial, if you want to try to take the test, do so before watching this video so you won't get spoiled. Probably should have mentioned that, but too late anyway. But maybe just be a fun watch for you guys. But man, that was like a right time. You can watch a movie like White Chicks without worrying about anybody getting offended by every little thing and just having a good old laugh and have a good old time and just cool camaraderie. We can talk shit without somebody like tearing up or whatever. Well, there is a line. I mean, like there was still bullying and stuff like that, but it's just like I don't know. It's just like I don't know. It's just like now, this day and age, people in a way are kind of soft. At least way too soft. I think we went from it's like we didn't want like to worry about people bullying people too hard back in the day, shoving people in lockers or hazing and all other crap. We tried to avoid, at least trying to get away from that kind of stuff, and trying to be sensitive to kids and things like that. But I think we veered too far way in the other opposite direction now that people are just way too sensitive now. And I don't know, it was just there was like a sweet spot at a certain point, and now it's just like I think arguably maybe we're going back into the other direction now where people like stop worrying about canceling everybody left and right over something that's supposed to be like a simple joke kind of thing. But I don't know. But man, oh my god, the TV shows man, we used to watch Hey Arnold, Doug, Rugrats, Angry Beavers, SpongeBob. That was still like SpongeBob was early 2000s, so we kind of count that. Johnny Bravo. Can you imagine they make Johnny Bravo this day and age? Oh my god, people will lose their freaking minds, especially like feminists out in the world. Like, oh my god, and that was part of the joke. Sure, he was like kind of being aggressive. I was like aggressive, but he was trying to hit on girls a little aggressively, but that was a joke. He was not good at it, and so he got beat up by girls for it. But he loved his mom, and he likes oatmeal. He hangs out with this cool, supporting cast of characters, while trying to like get a girlfriend. But that was the freaking joke. He was kind of like a vain idiot, but he was funny. I remember watching Johnny Bravo with my father. He loved the freaking cartoon. Ed, Ed and Eddie, Dexter's Laboratory. Oh my God, they brought the old cartoons back on Cartoon Network because they were better shows than what we probably got today. I don't know. Like I think I stopped watching stuff on Cartoon Network after regular show and Adventure Time ended, because and Chowder, those are the last cartoons on Cartoon Network that I watched because they were actually because it was like the cartoons supposed to, yeah, there's certain cartoons that are for children, but sometimes there was a little edge to them where it's kind of like you're not playing your kids like idiots, where like there's certain jokes that some adults will get, but it might go over the kid's head. Like certain things that I used to watch as a kid, and I didn't. Once I got older, it's like, oh wow, I didn't even know that was even a thing. Like Red and Stimpy, there was some wild stuff from Red and Stimpy that I didn't even understood as a kid. I was like, whoa, what did we watch? But it was fun, and my father let me and my brother watch a lot of wild stuff as kids. Not too wild, obviously, but it wasn't like micromanaging. It's like I remember my first like what he says. I watched a lot of you know action movies and wild stuff as a kid with him, but the first time when the first one that kind of clicked into my brain as a kid when I watched the first Predator movie, and that was like, whoa! I thought I was watching this a regular Arnold Schwarzenegger movie because I like the freaking action movies, tough guy action movies. It was so much fun. But then I was like, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Commando, something like that. But no, there's a freaking alien twice his size that's beating the hell out of him. I'm like, oh my god, it's skinning people alive. I was like, oh my god. That was wild stuff. And then like my father let me watch that stuff. And probably outside looking in, probably would have been a good idea. But he was more of a chill with it. Now, when I have kids someday, I'll probably be a little bit more, monitoring a little bit of stuff. But I'm not gonna. There's certain shows this day and age I cannot let. If I have kids, I'm gonna let them watch stuff that I grew up on. I think it's probably wiser. To be fair, that's just me. Like Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, not crazy stuff, but Addams Family, Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, Rugrats, Cat Dog, old school, all that. It got kind of like lame after Nick Cannon came on board. That's just me. Kenan and Kel, Adventure Time, regular show, SpongeBob. Even like when it comes to Nick Jr. stuff, like Blue's Clues, not Bluey, because I think Bluey's a freaking ripoff of Blue's Clues. That's just me. There's certain things that like I grew up on that seem like very solid shows. It's about the story, and it's catered to not a specific demographic, but all demographics. Everybody can get involved. Everybody loves Blue's Clues. It's not just a particular group that will love Blue's Clues that they're hyper focusing on. Everybody get to love Blue's Clues. And you have to learn something. Blues could do, we can do. I still, there's DB programs in my brain. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. I'm just reminiscing now. But let me know, what was your favorite millennial thing back in the day, things you grew up on? What was your favorite show, your favorite music? Do you remember Dial-Up? What was your favorite commercial? Like the Dunkaroos commercial, I still remember. The iPod commercial. That was fun. Oh my god, you like the commercial Crossfire, Crossfire, or like a Mr. Bucket, a Mr. Bucket. Yeah, that, oh my god, it's so much fun. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a little while. I'll hop in to play a little bit more Overwatch because I really got into Diva a bit. I was gonna hop into Borderlands, but I'm probably gonna save that for tomorrow. But I'll see you guys in a little while. But follow me in links in the description below. YouTube, Patreon, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace.